Okay, in this video, we wanted to go over how to set up Google Ads to get more profits. Now, this is going to work for any business, any industry. We know there's a lot of confusion. Google's always making new features and new campaign types and auto bidding and manual bidding and new ad formats. We wanted to go over how to properly set up and optimize a Google Ads search campaign for more profits. Now, this works and no matter what industry you're in, and these are the core principles that work now and will always work. This isn't the latest hack or trick or something that Google's going to get rid of in a month. These are the core principles of how to properly set up a Google search ads campaign so it's targeting your right target audience, the right keywords, the right ads, the right campaigns that will turn into more business for you, not just a bunch more clicks and waste a bunch of money just getting website traffic, but no leads and no sales. So we're going to go through the principles of how we set it up at our ad agencies and the proper way to do it that professional PPC account managers set it up. So this is our test account. We have a lot of examples in here, so we'll walk you through how to set everything up now. So inside our Google Ads test account, we have a lot of different examples in here. This is also the same kind of thing we have inside our training program that's linked in the description below. A lot of different videos on how to properly optimize and scale your Google Ads campaigns for profits. That's where most of these examples came from, or from our video channel here. So one thing we wanted to address, when you go into an account and you click New Campaign, Google's always testing new things, and they always will. They have a lot of automation features to where it'll take care of the targeting, the bid, even the ad, all these other things. But most of the time, having the knowledge to optimize manually or use some automation while still maintaining control, you'll do something like this, or the manual options where you could go in and create a campaign. Now, also, they're always testing new ones. They have Performance Max. In the past, they've had other ones. They have Smart. They have Local, Discovery. These rotate a lot, actually, depending on when you log into an account and how old your account is or what new feature they're testing. But we're talking about search. People go to google.com and type in keywords. It's still the most powerful and profitable option for nearly every business. So you go in here and click search, go through the setup options, and pick your keywords, you pick your type of bidding. There are some options for manual bidding, or you can optimize for conversions. We'll talk about the differences, why you'd want to do that or not do that if the automation isn't working and just wasting a lot of your money. But there's a couple of key principles that have been the same pretty much since Google started. People go on google.com, type in keywords to find a product or service. Even with all the different ad formats and automation and different types of campaigns, the core principle that people are going online and searching for exactly what they want is the most profitable, even when they're testing all different types of settings. So we want to go over the main principles. These work for every type of business, and it's highly profitable. It's not the latest trick or hack of the week. This is the way agencies have done it for many years and how they grow and scale as professionals that manage advertising accounts for hundreds, if not thousands of clients. Biggest thing to remember, it sounds simple, but a lot of the videos and gurus and courses just aren't addressing this. People search the same for nearly every industry. When they go in and type keywords, and they have for many years, people type the specific exact thing they're looking for, or they type in what they think it's called. They're actually using the wrong term, and the professional knows it's wrong, but people type in different types of things. Or they type related topics. Maybe it's not the exact same thing, but they probably need your product or service. So we'll show a couple of examples here. Okay, so we'll use attorneys for example. A lot of times people will search what you're actually called, the correct term. You have an employment law attorney, or Google will suggest other ones. Houston, near me, salary would be a good negative keyword, different areas, things like that. So they search the correct term. Other times They'll search what they think it's called, wrongful termination attorney. That's not actually an area of law, and that's not the technical name for the attorney or the lawyer. That would be an employment law attorney. But people don't really know that in all the categories, so they'll just search wrongful termination attorney. It's kind of what happened, what the situation is, and then they just put attorney or lawyer at the end of it. The other thing is people will do something related to it. Again, this is for attorneys, the example. The third option would be something like, what can I do for wrongful termination? They're in a situation where they search a symptom, a problem, they're in the research phase. Something like this, they would likely need an attorney. They've been wrongfully terminated, they're having problems at work. They would likely need an employment law attorney. So this is a much broader one, and this isn't just with attorneys. I mean, this really works with anything. People search exactly what it is, what they think it's called, and then something that's related, they'll probably need your product or service. So again, with attorneys, what do I do if this? What are the laws for that? What are my options? This one, they would probably need an employment law attorney. They just didn't search it correctly. It's the same thing with medical. They might do orthopedics or orthopedist or orthopedic surgeon or something like that because they know what type of doctor it is. Or they might search what they think it's called, an elbow doctor or a shoulder doctor or something like that. They don't quite have the term right, but it's kind of close. Or they might just search symptoms. Maybe they have severe elbow pain, or what to do about elbow pain, or possible treatments of elbow pain. All these different things. I mean, Google does have some restrictions when you're doing a sensitive topic or something related to medical, but you can still in most cases show ads for this kind of thing. So that's something somebody might be looking for an orthopedist if they're searching elbow pain and things like that. They didn't quite have the right term. So it would be the same thing for medical. It'd be the same thing for plumbers. They might search plumber near me, or they might search, how to fix a leaky faucet. Maybe they're going to do it themselves. Maybe they need a professional. Same thing with supplements. They'll search the exact name of the supplements, or they'll search supplements to help with sleep or having issues sleeping, and your supplement can help with that. So there's three main ones that pretty much any industry will search by. They'll do, I mean, it's the same no matter what you are. It's specific, the exact thing. You're a plumber, you're an orthopedist, you're an attorney, you sell supplements, you sell t-shirts, car repair. People search exactly what it is. Car repair near me, or buy t-shirts online, something like that. And then what they think it's called, slightly close, but not quite. You could still put those keywords in your account. And then related topics, which you would do that only as a third option. Do exactly what you are first. Put the exact term, or orthopedist, or dentist in Houston, or whatever the type of supplement is, the exact name of it. That's the easiest thing that a lot of people just, the simplest answer is the best answer. Put in the keywords exactly what your product or service is. So when people type that, you show up at the top of Google as an ad, and people can click it and hire you or buy your product. It's the simplest thing. It's extremely profitable. It's not hard. It's not a hack. It's not the latest Google thing. It's just the simplest form of search ads that's extremely profitable. People tell you, I'm looking to hire this type of person. They type it in Google, click an ad, and hire you. The other option, if you have a little more budget, what they think it's called, because a lot of people type the name wrong, so you could include these keywords as well. Related topics, that's a lot of times different, training that's not very good, or account reps or suggestions inside of Google. They'll put a bunch of related keywords. These can spend a ton of money fast, and we recommend them for bigger budget. You can do terms that are kind of related and they probably need your product or service, but only do that in a separate campaign as a test if you have a lot of budget. The easiest thing, whether you're spending $500 a month or $100,000 a month, your specific exact terms will be where most of your sales and leads and customers come from. Use the other ones later. Don't do a giant mix of all of them, especially if you're a beginner or you're a business owner running it yourself, or even if you're running it for a client, it'll just be a big mess. Start with the most specific first. This always works, and it always has. So the key thing is to start with a standard search campaign, just the basic search campaign. You'll usually do manual CPC or manual bidding to start with. Google does have automated bidding, but you'll find even in Google's own documentation, they need a substantial amount of conversions to come through regularly for it to figure out maximize conversions bidding. It's trying to get the most amount of conversions possible, but the system learns it has to spend a lot of money, get a lot of clicks, and consistently get conversions. Otherwise, the automation won't even work. You can do manual bidding, which still does work. You can control your budget, your bid, and lead quality. Sometimes automation picks a search term that brings in very bad leads, but it doesn't know the difference, so it keeps bidding on that and keeps bringing in bad leads. So automation can fail. It's not that you never want to do it, it's just usually you'll start with manual bidding just to get some volume, and you can switch later, or just always keep it manual if you want more control. And then focus on exactly what your product or service is. Start with that, always start with that. You can expand to crazy ideas and other things that are slightly related at another time. So this is what we are referencing, just a standard search campaign. There's a lot of other crazy things that Google can do. Search is by far the best performer for most businesses. You'll do a standard search campaign. The setup menu changes from time to time. You might have a newer account that defaults to maximize conversion. So when you set it up, you'll have to set up the entire thing and then go back to the settings and switch it to manual CPC. Or you can even do target. If you know your leads are about $30 per lead, something like that, Google will attempt to hit that number, but sometimes it doesn't, and you have to manually take control. You have to take it off autopilot and manually steer it if automation just isn't working, which a lot of times it doesn't. And also you'll turn off all the defaults it wants to show on the display network too. Just do search, the most basic, pick your area. We have a different training it's a walkthrough for setting up every last detail, but just wanted to show you a couple of options here. This is what we were referencing with your keywords. Just put in the most specific keywords to start with. So something like criminal defense attorney or plumbing service or whatever supplement you sell, or shoes or shirts or something like that. This is phrase match. You put it in quotes. Start with the most specific things. You can test other things later. Google has a lot of suggestions. Most of them are pretty bad. It's saying put in broad match, which would just be criminal defense attorney without any quotes or anything like that. Broad match, it's not necessarily the worst option, but in this case, it would match to things related to criminal defense. So it would show to other types of attorneys, which you don't want if you're one practice area, or it would show other types of supplements or other types of doctors or other types of clothing. Broad match means extremely broad match. So if it's slightly related to the keyword, then it will show up for that. So most of the time, broad match is not a good option. You want to stick to very specific keywords. And then just at the most basic level, no matter what current ad format Google is using, because they change them, how the search ads look and different automation, it's been the same for many years as far as the core principles that agencies and professionals follow to scale Google search ads to very profitable and very high dollar amounts. You start with a specific campaign, usually phrase match. Your ad has the keyword in it, usually in the headline, and a call to action. Call now, free consultation, shop now, buy now, something like that. And then the landing page, which means the page it goes to, whether you built a separate landing page or it's part of your website somewhere, usually not the home page, but it has related keywords, relevant info, and a call to action, like a form right there, or a buy now, add to cart, or call. You have a huge phone number. That way it's very simple. If someone searches for an attorney, the page goes, or criminal defense attorney, it goes to a page that says criminal defense attorney. Call us now, we'll discuss your case. Or it's the same supplement on that page, or it's the same t-shirt. Or if it's a plumbing service, don't send them to the page that has plumbing and AC and roofing and 10 other things. Send them to the plumbing page, or the AC repair, or the roofing, or whatever the very specific service is. Don't send them to a very large page that's confusing. Make sure the keyword matches up to the ad and matches up to the landing page. Now this also affects quality score, which isn't as big of a deal as it used to be, but you want to keep an eye on it just to make sure that your ad actually shows and you get a decent cost per click and your ad shows a lot so you can get more leads and more conversions. So even though Google is constantly changing the way their dashboard works and they have all new features and automations, make sure to follow these simple principles of focusing on the specific keywords, having the keyword in the ad, and then having a relevant landing page. For most industries, that's going to be the most profitable thing by far. It consistently works. It won't get your account banned. It's not a hack that the algorithm's going to change next week and then it's useless. So these are the kind of things we go over inside of our advanced training. It's linked down in the description below. If you want to expand your training, get step-by-step videos that go into a lot more details, go ahead and jump into our program. All right, everyone, thanks so much for watching our PPC ads training video. If you want more videos, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Like this video if you found it useful, and any questions, post them in the comments down below. We also have additional training in the description. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.